I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Giratina. Dialga and Palkia represent time and space, but those are just 2 or 3 of what physics now predicts may be as many as 15 dimensions. What lurks beyond the scope of our simple perception, and even in the dimensions we inhabit? While we have legendaries responsible for the land and sea, who dragged the continents and inspired the people, which Pokemon is responsible for the other things, the things we can't comprehend and interact with? What Pokemon accounts for dark matter, the substance we cannot find, but which our mathematics tell us must make up a large percentage of most galaxies? Which Pokemon represents antimatter, the opposite versions of existing particles, which, if they come into contact with their regular equivalents, will annihilate both? If all of these Pokemon of Hoenn and Sinnoh represent the creation myths and gods of the world's cultures, who represents the dark sides to those mythologies? The answer to all of these questions, and more, is Giratina. Ghost and Dragon type, it is a looming beast, with 6 legs, red eyes and bat-like wings. It is steeped in satanic imagery. Pokemon Platinum tells us, "It was banished for its violence. It silently gazed upon the old world from the distortion world." A Legends Arceus tells us, "There is one Hisuian verse that tells of a powerful light creating a deep shadow. I imagine that this deep shadow is Giratina." In interviews, Junichi Masuda, who directed the 4th generation Pokemon games among many others, said that Giratina was inspired by the famous reflection of Mount Fuji, visible in the lakes surrounding the mountain. On a still day, they are a sight to behold. A second mountain as clear as the first, yet we can never reach out and touch it, or climb down to its summit. Welcome back to Does Andy Remember Gen 4 Pokemon?
And if so, does he have any thoughts about them?
Giratina.
Is that the Platinum one?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about Giratina because I didn't play Platinum.
You can get him in Diamond Pearl. I've never played Platinum either, actually.
And I remember he's the one in Arceus as well, right?
Yeah.
You've got 2 forms, is that a thing?
Yep. Yeah, because they
form and...
new form for Platinum, isn't it? Put it on a box.
Huh. I see. Yeah. No real thoughts because haven't really interacted with them very much.
Fair enough.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, Platinum. I haven't played it either. People love to tell you how it fixes all of Gen 4's problems, and Platinum's so good. So I really should play it sometime.
Oh no, I thought you were going to just shut it down.
No, it's just like, because Gen 4, it has got some pretty big problems.
Yeah.
But people always bang on about how, if you play Platinum, it's like, no, it's actually great. I don't know.
Well, this is it.
Do I believe
As
them?
we all know, I finally caved and decided that I was going to wait for the extra version in Sun and Moon, only for that to be the worst possible time to do that.
Yes, the one time it was worse.
Yep.
Well, it is it's better for everything except just playing through the main story, which is the only bit you care about doing.
Correctamundo.
Giratina, or Giratina, is actually among the most mysterious Pokemon names. The Atina comes from Platinum, but the first part has no obvious origin. It could simply be a G for ghost. Jirari, or Girari, the Japanese for glare, or perhaps even with a slight mispronunciation it could be Jirak, from Paul Dirac, or Paul Dirac, the man responsible for the modern concept of antimatter. In Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Giratina is found lurking in Turnback Cave, a secret cave in a secret lake, each surrounded by spooky mists. Even in those games, though, we had hints of what was to come. Diamond and Pearl's Pokedex tells us, "A Pokemon said to live in a world on the reverse side of ours. It appears in an ancient cemetery." In Pokemon Platinum version, the story culminates not in a battle with Dialga or Palkia, but with Giratina, who when encountered drags both Cyrus and the player to its own world, the Distortion World, an MC Escher-esque landscape where the laws of physics are twisted. Heart Gold and Soul Silver tell us, "This Pokemon is said to live in a world on the reverse side of ours, where common knowledge is distorted and strange. In the distortion world, we can also see Giratina in its origin form, a slim, more serpent-like version which hovers. The Pokemon was already tough to beat, with high HP, defensive stats, as well as a ghost type. In origin form, it also levitates, making it immune to ground. Combined with its moves like Rest and Will-O-Wisp, Giratina is a bulky beast. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Giratina and the Pokemon trainer Volo serve as a kind of secret final boss. In the anime, Giratina had its chance to shine in Giratina and the Sky Warrior, where, like most seemingly scary legendary Pokemon, it proved to be simply misunderstood. I've always had a fascination for cosmic horror, the problematic works of H.P. Lovecraft, or the unknowable mysteries of Junji Ito's manga. Giratina is probably the most eldritch of Pokemon, and for that, I love it. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is composed by Jonathan Crowley. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Writing, producing, and editing is all by me, Luke Summerhaze. Funding is provided by lovely listeners. If you'd like to help keep the lights on, or give your thanks, head over to patreon.com/podcastio-podcastius. There you can find links to the other shows my pals and I create, or for just $1 a month, listen to episodes as soon as we're done editing. I love hearing from you guys. A 5-star rating and review on your podcasting app of choice, or even better, telling a friend about the show, would always be much appreciated. Our next monsters are Cresselia and Manaphy. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about those or any other Pokemon on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. Catch more Pokemon content at twitch.tv/LukeLovesPKMN, Friday nights from 9 PM UK time. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Giratina, and remember, I love you too.